Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Now it should be in 4K. I don't get it. Man, oh man, oh man, YouTube, you confuse me. Whatever. It's recording at 1440p. I don't know why it's doing that, but I just tested this. I have the Cam Link 4K. What's up, everybody? And it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with OBS too, because I was streaming. Sometimes YouTube doesn't like, and I just set my camera to 30. I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's because it doesn't like 24 frames a second. Maybe YouTube doesn't know how to interpret that, because technically YouTube doesn't support natively. I think it only supports 30. I know a bunch of people. I don't know. Anyway, it's not like it looks bad. It still looks good at 1440p. So hello. Rich seat sniffing gang. Yeah, I don't get why it's only doing 1440p. Mark McCauley, thank you for the super chat. I bought a 2060 Super. Should I buy a 3900X? I mean, for just gaming, yeah, YouTube. You look what it says to me right here. You need to change the video resolution. The current resolution is 3040 by 20, which is not supported for this configuration. I don't get that. It's 4K, 30 frames a second. Why don't you support it, YouTube? But anyway, you don't need, you could actually get one of their 6-core chips if you want, Mark. I mean, if you're looking to do something like video editing in the future, then okay. You know, then that might be a reason to get the 3900X. But if you're just looking to game, save the money and just get like a Zen 2 6-core, get the Ryzen 5 3600, I think it is, or 3600X, I think is the overclockable one. Because I know the 2600 and 2600X. I bought a 2600 for the budget build, and I'm doing this week. I'm trying to get the film guy to come. If he doesn't come, I'm doing it anyway, because I'm not falling through on that. I bought the parts. I'm building that damn computer. So you're going to see that video this week. That should be fun. I got the new Nintendo Switch over there. Cucumber, going to unbox that. Probably do it tomorrow. So I don't know, Mark. I mean, if you're doing a lot of productivity stuff, then yeah, of course. But I would say save your money and get like get one of the 6-core chips, man. And you're just gaming with a 2060. I mean, it's not like the 2060 is a upper mid. I guess you could say upper mid-range card or mid-range card. So if anything, that would be, I think, holding back. It would definitely be holding back the 3900X. The new Switch has a new battery in it. It looks the same, it smells the same, it tastes the same, but it has a different battery in it. Yeah, 6 cores is fine, Mark. You to buy the 30. It's like you'd be buying a Porsche just to drive to the grocery store that's not even a block down the street. You know what I mean? So if you get you could even go if you really want to save money, get a 3rd generation, get a 570 mid-range motherboard with a good, decent VRM in it. So if you want to upgrade to like an 8-core, maybe even a 12-core in the future, you can. And you could even get like a 2600X for now. And save yourself a ton of money, because the prices of the 2nd-gen Ryzen chips, the Zen Plus chips, have dropped like rocks. And that would be, from a 4790K, that would be a huge upgrade for you. Something to think about, man. And then it could, because you have the 3rd-generation motherboard, you could always go to, you could always just plop in a Zen 2 chip anytime you want to. Stuff to think about, Mark. All those chips would be a huge jump from... all those chips would be a huge jump from that 4790K you have now. So, There you go, Mark. That's my take on Celtic Warrior. Celtic Warrior, thanks for the super chat. Bingo Cat. Apparently, some Walmarts have pulled violent video games. That's what I'm going to talk about in 2 seconds. I would have started talking about it sooner, but YouTube and OBS are not getting along. Apparently, some Walmarts have pulled violent video games off their shelves altogether now, although Walmart denies it. I guess they want to just stick their nose up Trump's ass then. I don't understand. Did they get rid of all their violent movies too? Did they get their guns out of the store? What? I hate stupidity. I can't stand it. So yeah, Mark, I saw your other super chat. Thank you as well. Matthew East, thank you for the daddy. Rich, I have 4790K now. It's going to be a big jump for you, man. If you go to, the per core performance may actually be a little bit of a step down if you get one of the 6-core the Zen Plus chips, but you'll still have the faster RAM. You'll still have like 3000 megahertz, probably DDR4 memory in there. I suggest going with at least 3000 megahertz. And yeah, for a 2060, you don't need to go all out with a 3900X. Unless, like I said, you're doing productivity and you're doing heavy duty like film editing and stuff, then it's something to think about. But anyway, let's have some fun here. Let's discuss some stuff. So we know about all of the mass shootings that have happened. In El Paso, there was 22 people that were killed, which is insane. Dayton, there was 9 people. The guy at El Paso said he was looking for immigrants. Like, these people, these waste of fucking life. This is why I'm happy I'm going to be streaming on this channel, because I'm not going to filter myself at all. Like, what do you think, what purpose are you good? Like, what do you think your outcome is going to be? Do you think you're going to be seen as a hero? Like, I understand they're not mentally well and they're on a different planet than you and I are, but like, what do you solve? Do they think that, because I shot some Mexican immigrants, that means, they're all going to stay away now. Look, I'm the hero. Like, what is... I don't understand. I mean, I understand I'm trying to understand the mind of a madman, but how are people so mentally defective? I don't get it. But anyway, hello, how you doing, Crimson X? So we had those shootings that happened. So Walmart is taking a stance. Now, is the stance they're taking is maybe they'll, cut back on their hunting section in their stores where they have guns, where I could go right now, drive to my Walmart and pick up a gun. Nah, that wouldn't actually be the issue. The weapons, and look, as a person who wants to get a firearm, like I said in one of my other live streams, it's not that I want to see everyone's guns taken away. But you would think that maybe actually having the tool that a madman could go buy may be the thing that you should look at. But no! Let's take down all the violent video game imagery, because that's what's doing it. Even though it is like, but they'll keep up. There'll be violent movies in there. There'll be ammunition in there, but that's what they want to do. So anyway, now if we know what Trump said, it's the gruesome and grisly video games, because whatever's whispered in his ear, Trump is a puppet of corporate corrupt politicians who he just does whatever they want to do. So, and plus he knows the generation that voted for him and the generations that vote for those fucking schlubs in there, both on the Republican and Democratic side. Okay, there's not just Republicans. They believe this. To them, video games are like this mystical thing that they don't understand. So, there's guns. There's guns in these games. So, I get it. It has to be that. That's what's making people lose their minds. It's me when I lost my mind when I was playing Oculus Rift S on Facebook. That's what did it. That's what did it. Couldn't be countless other things going on. Couldn't be that we have the worst now I'm not talking about other violent crimes, but we have the worst mass shooting where multiple people die happens the most in the States. Just look at recent numbers too. Many other countries play video games. Why do we have this fucking problem? Can anyone explain it to me? Why just us? But anyway, so rocket scientist Trump says what Trump says best. All right, so immediate action. This is what Walmart sent to employees. Immediate action. Remove signage and displays referencing violence. Now you might think that's everything. Oh, okay, Rich, calm down, chill, calm your tits a little bit. They're talking about all kinds of violence. No. Review your store. This is their immediate notice they receive. Review your store for any signage or displays that contain violent images or aggressive behavior. Remove from the sales floor or turn off these items immediately. Violent games, specifically PlayStation or Xbox units, combat style or third-person shooter games. But okay, even if it is other things, but let's avoid anything to do with the firearms and the ammunition in the hunting section. I don't understand. Are you going to get rid of any kind of books you sell there? Are you going to stop selling Amazon Kindles because people could buy books that may have a violent ideology? Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. We've done this 1,000 fucking times before. Now, Vice, got to give them credit where credit's due, as much as they've pissed me off before, and personally have attacked my channel, but credit where credit's due. They actually went and independently confirmed with an anonymous Walmart employee about the signing, about this immediate action that needs to be taken. I went into work yesterday and they handed me, there's a Walmart employee saying this, I went into work yesterday and they handed me a copy of the instructions to remove the violent signage and gaming displays. And I immediately love this, whoever this is, I love them, and I immediately threw it away because it's obviously a way to shift blame from the real problem regarding the mass shootings. I didn't get to confirm this yesterday, but they aren't doing anything about the sales of guns and ammo in the store. Now, am I saying something should be done with the guns and ammo? No. I'm not saying something should be done with the guns and ammo. But why is this just something be done with anything? How do the video games? There's no correlation. It's been proven that there's no correlation. Why is this happening? Because Trump said it? So a corporation's trying to kiss his ass to be in his good graces? What do they think? What is Walmart hoping they're going to get a tax cut? Probably. You know what? It's so fucked. That's probably the reason. I'm speculating, totally pulling this out of my ass right now. But it would not shock me, excuse me as I turn the air on, it would not shock me is if they're kissing up to the current administration in office to be like, hey man, we double down on that whole thing you're saying about the violent and grisly video games. How about, we get some kind of tax loopholes? Tell me that doesn't seem like something that's totally like out there. Tell me that seems like a conspiracy theory. It isn't. Now Walmart, because right now they seem like idiots and they seem terrible. For the people who hate my live streams, I have a video going up on my other channel talking about the same thing. Said that we've taken this action out of respect for the incidents of the past week, and this action does not reflect a long-term change in our video game assortment. But why does anything need to change? Walmart, spokesperson, Tara House. Walmart is continuing a thoughtful and thorough review of our policies. I don't even know what the fuck to say. I don't even know how many more times do we need to go through this? It's going to be, because like I said in other streams and in videos, my generation was the first generation from birth to have video games. We understand them. We get their form of entertainment. Okay, there are grown men and women who have families who, at the end of the day, I mean, granted, probably not a Sega Genesis, but they come home at the end of the day and it's a pass. When the kids go to bed, they'll play an hour of Gears of War, or would insert game here. They'll play Super Mario Maker. They'll play whatever. They understand it's a pastime, but to the generation beyond mine, this is like I said earlier in this stream, this is like a mysterious, this is like a fucking unicorn to them. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And the politicians aren't stupid. Either they're morons just as much as the generation ahead of me who don't get this. I'm not saying they're morons for not getting it. I should have worded that better, but you get what I'm saying. Or the politicians are like, we could use this. This is like, wow, the video games are like a malleable thing of clay. We could avoid the issues that actually needed to be handled, because that would affect the people who lobby to us, who give us donations, and we could pass the buck off and distract people with video games. And the generation that votes for us will buy into it because they don't understand video games either. And Walmart's like, maybe if we kiss the ass of the Trump administration, maybe we get some tax cuts. Maybe we can lower the wages that we pay people. Maybe we don't have to go to that $15 an hour minimum wage. I'm telling you, man. Oh my God. Max Gaming powered Norway. We need some chest hair action tonight. Yeah, man, I had that shirt sewing like chest hair cleavage the other day. James Grant, that Minecraft character is a sword, take it down. It's what we're getting at, man. Wasn't there some country who actually said Minecraft is like too violent? I think I did a story on that like 5 years ago or something like that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe caused me to pelt other cars with turtle shells, banana peels, and bombs. Fox ate my dinner, thank you. Are you familiar with the Kalergi plan? I'm not, actually. I'm not even sure what that is, to be quite honest with you. But thank you for the super chat. FamCam ASMR. Ooh, an ASMR channel. I'll have to check you out, dude. Video games seem to be going through the phase that rock and roll went through in the 50s. That's a good point. It's just lasting a lot longer due to a lot more of the lobbying. Remember when everyone thought that like rock and roll was going to like ruin the entire country? Remember when everyone thought that at the time the president of the MPAA, when VCRs came out, what did he say? Some ridiculous melodramatic statement like the VCR is like a thief in the night robbing from families because it's going to destroy the motion picture industry. If anything, VHS tapes at the time blew up, made a huge amount of profit. They thought that those dumbasses at the MPAA thought that everyone was just going to go out and bootleg movies and record them on VCRs. But no, people bought the pre-recorded movies. And the MPAA made billions off of VCRs. I even know firsthand. You know how many times I used to come home, like, if I used to work in college, like I said to you guys, at restaurants and blah, 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 blah. And I used to come home, like, so stressed out and frustrated. I used to play, like, Killzone back in the PS2 days. And Grand Theft Auto. And you would just blow off steam.
According to Wikipedia.org,
oh my God.
Grand Theft Auto is
Cortana, shut up.
Video game series created by David Jones and Mike Daly, the later titles of which were created by brothers Dan and Sam
Why?
Lesser, Leslie
What
Simpson,
even triggered
and
her?
Aaron Garbutt.
But anyway, if anything, it's a way to get out aggression. But that's my point. I don't understand. Like, a video game has never made me feel more aggressive. A video game has never made me feel like I need to go out and fight somebody or need to go out and hurt somebody. These people, like, these guys are just gone mentally. Like, what did these morons, these sick, disgusting animals think that them killing a handful of who they thought were Mexican immigrants, some of them probably weren't even immigrants, I'm sure. Do they think it's going to stop the onslaught of immigrants, which isn't fucking happening to begin with? These people, anything would trigger them, man. Me flipping around my fucking camera lens might make these people lose their minds. They're fucking freaks. Their brains are defective. Something else is going to trigger them. Might as well. Who said that? So FamCam, excellent. I'll have to check out your channel, see you doing your ASMR thing, man. Skinner the Goat might as well say cucumbers cause stabbings too. It's just, I don't get it. And the thing is, all jokes aside, there's been so much research done. And like I've said before, if the research was there saying, hey Rich, man, it does cause people to be violent, I would still talk about it. I wouldn't defend it. I'm not looking to white knight shit. I would still state the facts. It doesn't matter if it's one of my favorite hobbies or not. You gotta still talk about the truth. If video games were causing the people to be violent, hey, the study and the research is out there. Skinner the Goat, thank you for the super chat and then the comment too. Turbo Pikachu X moved from a decent grocery job to being a fresh foods Walmart associate from 2017 hour. Much better money than my last job, but please kill me. Dude, retail's tough, man. If you saw my retail horror stories, I know, man. I was in the front lines with you, dude. I know what it's like. Logan Wood, thank you for the super chat. Logan Wood coming through with another super chat. Thank you. Video games may be the root cause of evil, but watching Rich made me marry my beautiful cucumber wife. That's got to mean something. Thank you, man. Hope you enjoy that cucumber. Mark McCauley coming through with an interesting super chat. Thank you. Rich, I had shock therapy on my brain during 2016. I had unilateral and plus bilateral ultra-convulsive therapy. I have never heard anyone. Trump, don't blame mental health plus games. Now I am working full-time. Yeah, and man, Mark, as a person who suffers from anxiety and depression myself, I'm not going to go out and cause a mass shooting. I've never said, you know what, today would be a great day to end a bunch of people's lives. That's never even crossed my mind. It's not all people that suffer with mental health issues either. I get exactly what you're saying. But here we are going down the same fucking road again. Both political sides are bought by the same goddamn corporations. That's why people will, oh, Rich, you're just a Democrat. You're just a bleeding heart liberal. No, I'm goddamn not. Not a conservative either. I have my own. I can make my own thoughts. I'm independent. But it's just, this is how it is, man. This is, because no one really wants to solve the issues. That's the biggest problem. No one really wants to solve the issues. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are racist, hate-filled pieces of shit that wouldn't do what these people do, though. Swag Veeks, or if I said your name wrong, they don't want to regulate guns, so they blame it on something else so they can keep the people's votes who own guns. I'm sure that's some of it to do with it. I don't even like talking about Trump on my main channel to begin with, because whether I criticize or defend him, because there's some things once in a while that I agree with him on. Not often, but I do. Either way, I don't win, and people just get pissed off. But because I'm telling you, they're looking to kiss the ass of the current administration. And if I'm bringing up the same talking points as other videos, I've watched no one else's videos. I haven't watched the Quarterings videos. I haven't watched anybody's videos. I haven't watched the Young Turks video. I saw they made a video. I didn't watch it. So if I'm regurgitating the same points, it's we think the same. I swear to you. I swear on my kids. I haven't watched anyone else's video on this. I was thinking of watching the Quarterings video, and I'm like, you know what? I purposely am not going to watch it. Well, because I made a video for my main channel on it. My editor, I think, is working on it right now as we speak to upload it. And I knew I was going to do a stream. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just... I don't want anyone's thoughts coloring my thoughts. Rich, can I borrow? Why do you need 500, Wyatt? What are you looking to buy? You're looking to buy a Oculus Rift Quest? What is it called? Oculus Quest? I want one of those. I just don't want to spend the money on it. I want one of those. This is coming from a guy who I was never anti VR. I knew it was going to be exactly pretty much what it became. It was going to have it was either going to flop or it was going to have a niche market. Okay, so I had two choices, and maybe I kind of threw crap at the wall and see what stuck. But I knew at best it was going to have, and that's what it has. It has a niche market. But I'll tell you, man, that Rift S, go watch my stream. I'm still going to stream the Genesis, but I may stream it on here. But VR has taken a step in the right direction big time, man. It's fun. It's fun. And the nice thing, like the problem I have with PSVR is my glasses would fog. Okay? And the Oculus, maybe like 2 times it fogs slightly, but like only one lens and that's it. And so it's like a much more enjoyable experience. And the Quest, even though I know it runs on a Snapdragon 835, I hear, like, I saw Jonathan Morrison's video on it, and it looks amazing. And I guess because they consoleized the hardware, even though it's just a Snapdragon 835, they're pushing a lot out of it. Would you guys want to see me stream Oculus on here? I'll stream it on here. I have glare on my glasses? These glasses are anti-glare. Seriously? Oh, I see a couple super... So, Aphex Cosby. Oh, so Skinner the Goat. Let me make sure I got everybody. Skinner the Goat. If you want to blame someone, blame the NRA. There's a lot of people beyond them to blame too. And yes, they're part of it. I'm not saying take any. Don't blame them. Aphex Cosby. 13% of the population commits 50% of the crime. That sounds believable. I haven't looked at that statistic myself, so I'm not gonna. I don't know, but that sounds like a believable number. Leo Aguilar, Walmart is with the man who shall not be the name for the taxes. Why can't Walmart ban their knives and guns? Just show how Dick's Sporting Goods ban guns. I'm telling you. I mean, that's speculation what I said. But I'm telling you, they're kissing the ass of the current administration to look for some kind of handout. Mark my words, it's some kind of tax cut they're looking for. BizHacks, thank you for the super chat. I'm too busy playing a game. The shooters are not playing a game on the phone waiting for a target. Gaming is just funner. They need a finger to point at. Just stop making bullets. Well, that's the thing. Like, I just have fun. Like, what game was I playing? Robo Repeat? Or no, Robo Recall, I think, on the Rift. That's my way to get a blow off steam, man. I want to play Doom VFR, too. I think Doom VFR is on the Rift, too. I want to play... That's the kind of shit that's satisfying to me, man. Thank you, BizHacks, for the super chat, Rich. I think you're right in the beginning of the stream. Using video games as scapegoat is an easy way not to piss anyone off, just like you do not talking politics too often. Yeah, politics. You know why I really Robo Recall. Robo Recall. I had the name right. That game is amazing. Looks gorgeous in VR too. Politics brought some psychos to my channel because it doesn't matter if you have conservative viewpoints or progressive viewpoints. You're pissing off someone on the other side, and there are some people that are there's people that are extremists on both sides. So if you're not with them, they consider you an enemy. And that's probably a reason I had for, especially like between 2015 and 2016, a lot of trolls. Because I got way too fucking political. And I learned a valuable lesson from it. Ain't worth it. I have political ideologies and I keep them right here. If I want to talk to, I got friends I can talk to about them. Will you do a demonetized unboxing of your gun? No. YouTube's way too strict on that stuff. I'd probably get the video struck down if I posted it. No way. You know, so thank you, Wyatt, again, for the super chat. I got an iPad Pro Apple Pencil, and it's God. It's good, you mean? It is, man. This thing is a beast. Be more of a beast if my pen works. Why aren't you working? Thank you. Still not working. Now you're working. Pen on here is awesome. I was playing Journey on here too. It's Journey's pretty bad on here, man. Pretty badass, I mean. You know, the newest iPads actually have more graphics horsepower than the base Xbox One. McLean, Rich, what if lawmakers tried to ban games? I would lose my shit. I would be having petitions everywhere. It would be like how much I rallied against SOPA, Stop Online Piracy Act in 2011. It would be like that on steroids, especially with the size of my channel now. I would be going crazy. I want the Oculus Quest. I'm trying to see if I could get a review unit from Facebook. If I can't, I'll probably buy it and still show it on the channel and probably do some stuff on here with it. So hold on one second. Rich, what if lawmakers, but I would lose my mind, McLean, if they did. Thank you for the super chat. It'd be, I hope not. I don't think they would get, I don't think they actually would. They may pretend to try to get lobby money from EA and other corporations. That would be the worst case scenario, I think. Mark McCauley, thank you for another super chat. Rich, we both suffer from depression and anxiety, but we have never hurt anyone. Very true. Your president blames mental illness and video games for everything. We have rarely had gun massacres in Australia. I know. I know. There's research and charts out there that prove that there's other countries that play the same goddamn games that we do, but we have the biggest problem with it. Something else must be wrong. Cam, Ben Shapiro and Steve Crowder said Trump was wrong about video games. I agree 100%, Rich. That was a BS comment of Trump. Really? So shout out to Ben. I'm going to look at their videos after this tonight. Man, you know, I'll if I agree with someone, I don't care what side of the political spectrum I'll agree with them. I don't care what flag you wave. If we have the same mindset on something, I'll agree with you. Thank you, Cam, for the super chat. Oliver Hancock, political indifference to poverty causes violence. Political indifference to poverty cause, that is true. I don't know why it took me a second. I had to read it again. When people suffer and they're angry and their voices aren't heard, there's a dangerous byproduct to that. Vampire Rockstar, why does Tim have a borderline obsession to destroy Steam? He doesn't have an obsession to destroy Steam. I don't agree with that. Subnautica is both on Steam and Epic. Why can't other games be on both platforms? What I think Tim is really trying to do, he doesn't want to destroy Steam. Steam needs to, no pun intended, step their goddamn game up. Steam, they need to give a better cut to developers. Give the same cut they're giving. Improve other things about Steam that developers have been complaining and customers have been complaining about for years. He doesn't want to destroy them. You need competition to make your company better. But Steam needs to get off their ass. They're no longer the top dog in town. They had other competitors, like no one ever gave them a run for their money like Epic has. They're being aggressive. And hey, it's a good thing, man. They make the biggest note ever with plenty of room inside of it. They make the biggest note ever. And guess what it doesn't have? A fucking headphone jack. Nope. I'll stick to my S10 Plus. I wasn't going to buy it anyway because as much as I've loved Notes throughout the years, I realized that I never use any of the Notes features. I just buy it because I'm an idiot. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to buy it this year. So I had a 0% chance. Then I saw they're making 2 sizes. Still not going to buy it. Then I see you have the biggest Note ever. Plenty of room to put the headphone jack in. Samsung has proven that you could keep adding bleeding edge technology to smartphones and still have a headphone jack, and they get rid of the headphone jack. Samsung, this is for you. Well, there goes my future of getting products from to review. Oh well. But Samsung, come on, man. You were the ones I always used as an example to say, look, Apple, that you have a company that's putting more technology in their phones and higher water resistance, better water resistance, and still has a headphone jack. And you don't, Apple, and now they got rid of it. I was just gushing over the fact that you could buy a $15 cable on Amazon and use a high-end external mic with the camcorder of the S10 Plus and have, you could use I could use my SM7B, plug it into my mixer, plug it into the mic input or plug it into the headphone jack of my S10 with this cable and have beautiful 4K video and high-end mic audio. There's other uses. There's so many uses for the headphone jack. Now the headphone jack's gone. But Rich, you could just get those. You could get a mic jack for the USB-C port. Okay, but now you got to use the battery. What happens if you have a long shoot? You want to do you bought a 512 gigabyte or 1 terabyte Galaxy Note, and you want to record for hours upon hours on end. Maybe you want to record a podcast with it. So now you're going to have to... So now, okay, Rich, you can just go do everything through USB-C. Now you need a dongle for everything. Okay, USB-C is cool. USB-C is what sold me on getting this iPad, which initially I wasn't going to get, and mine hasn't bent. I don't plan on doing a jerry-rig everything to it. But with my S10 Plus, I could plug it in, keep it powered on, plug a high-end mic into it, and record beautiful 4K video with crystal clear audio. It's not just about headphones. And it's so funny because Samsung was always like, when Apple didn't have because Apple never had removable batteries from their phones, Apple used to rag on Apple. They used to make fun of Apple. They used to have commercials showing, oh, my iPhone's dead. Oh, look, here's my Samsung. Let's pretend this charger, the one I reviewed, here's my Samsung phone. Oh, look, I could just peel the back off, and I got another battery. Boop, I could put it in. They used to roast them for it in commercials. And then Samsung did the same thing after roasting them. Samsung, for years, roasted them about the headphone jacks. In commercials too. Oh, I don't have my adapter with me. Oh, I have a headphone jack you can plug right in. Now that's gone too. Oh, man. Yeah, Samsung's following the Apple philosophy now. Any games you're looking forward to this fall? I have to look at a list again. I pre-ordered a Switch Lite. What is coming out this fall? I know Borderlands is coming out. I know Gears of War 5. Borderlands 3, I mean. I'm not a big Borderlands person. But look. Not only is that a headphone jack, that's a mic input. And the video on this thing is some of the best video. The video and picture, the camera and camcorder on here are the best I've ever seen on a smartphone. And now I can plug in a headphone. I can plug in a mic to this. It's basically like I feel like I'm carrying around a DSLR almost in my pocket. So thank you, James. So Bingo Cat, you just sent me off on like a 20-minute rant. Sorry about that. Thank you for the super chat, though. Thank you, James, for the super chat. McLean, Samsung is following. Yeah, they're following Apple's philosophy now. They always do that, though. They roast them at first, and then they end up succumbing to their philosophy. There's no reason a 6.8-inch Note 10 can't fit a headphone jack. There's no reason. Phones are plenty thin. This phone without the case on is plenty thin. But BizHacks, Microsoft has put out a patent for an Xbox Cloud handheld gaming device. Cool, but at the same time, if I have a 5G phone, why would I would just get the controller for it that looks like the Switch controller they're coming out with? Why would I get that? You know what I'm saying? Who knows, though? Maybe there's a market for it that I'm missing right now, and I'll be like, oh, derp, they were right. Yes, I've heard of Jorge Sprav and Fairtube with lawyers to get YT to be transparent or go to court and affect their bottom line. Could it work? It could work, and I am glad it's happening, but there's a big risk to it. Because if YouTube has to treat partners as employees and give us benefits and stuff like that, you may just see Google cut and run. They may just be like, yep, YouTube's too expensive, we're selling it. And they'll like sell it to Amazon or something. Ooh, the delicious irony in that. Me ended up being an employee for Amazon. Maybe I should start streaming on Twitch. I'm kidding. I am not going anywhere else to stream. I'm done. I know I've said this a billion times in the past before, and I've said this saying a billion times in the past before. I give up. I'm just streaming on this channel. I have 568 people here. I think that's awesome. That's good for a secondary channel. I will start streaming here more often. That's what I'll do. I give up. I'm not going to any other platforms. I can't. It just doesn't work. And at this point, because I flip-flop so much with it, people will be like, oh, Rich, we know you're going to come back to YouTube. Shut the hell up, and you are right. You are very right. You're very right. We need to get something to drink in a second. My throat's getting dry. But we'll see what happens with that Eclipse Lock. Thank you for the super chat. I'll read these fast couple super chats, and then I'll get something to drink and be right back. Famcam, ASMR, our computer's at work. I'm going to double-click. I want to check your YouTube channel. Let me check your YouTube channel. Famcam ASMR. I'm going to write that in because I love ASMR. I want to check out your channel. Our computers at work. Come on. Are the new MacBook Pros. We are all dongled out. It drives me nuts. Not on my phone, though. That's the thing. Like, okay, yeah, USB-C is cool. USB-C is a cool thing. Not denying that USB-C. I love it better than I love it better than micro USB. It took me a second, but we're not at the point yet where we don't need regular USB ports, USB-A ports. You know what I'm saying? I'll make this nicer, Matthew East. I see what you're saying. So you know, I understand it. What Apple, it's kind of like what, and they finally learned with the new Mac Pro that's coming out, Famcam, where now it's going to have all the I/O that you need if you're a content creator. But they even tried that with the trash can Mac. Yeah, okay, it was a pretty good looking computer, but after you plug in 8 billion dongles and Thunderbolt cables and wires hanging out of it, it looks like a science experiment gone wrong. Okay, when I take it out of the box, gee golly, the trash can Mac Pro sure looks good. But when you have to plug in 6,000 things to it, is it really look that good? Is it really that much more practical? Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Just got to send something to my editor. He should have it, but hold on 1 second. There we go. I'll get you some tools here, Matthew. But I have to. I've gone back and forth so many times, and I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see that people follow me to this channel, because this will make it. I just have to give up. I owe, and I keep on going back on my word on it. I must have gone back on my word probably like 14 or 15 times. Oh, I'm going to stream on the secondary channel. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm going to stream on the secondary channel. Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm going to stream on the secondary channel. No, I'm not. I just have to do it. I have two different kinds of audiences. I have people that love the live streams, like Matthew East and BizHacks and Wyatt and all you guys and McLean. And FamCam, I wrote down your name. I want to check out your ASMR channel later. I keep on saying that. And I have people that like regular videos, and they're never going to cross. Just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. I'm going to go grab a seltzer because I feel like there's sand going down my throat. I'll be back in like 15 seconds. Enjoy the sound of the air. There's some ASMR for you. The sound of the air conditioner blowing into the mic. All right, I'm back. It is like the Argus on steroids. So Matthew East, thank you. Richard Shadow, thank you. Biz Hacks, thank you. Look it up. It's Argus on steroids. It's huge news. I'll look at it. Donating because Rich finally stopped talking. You're right, I did stop talking, but you know what I'm not going to stop doing? If I burped right away, I wouldn't have had to force that, but... So you guys want me to stream VR in here? If I streamed VR in here? Slurp it into the mic? Well, hold on. I don't want to risk this. Alright, hold on. Dag, you did a super chat? I'll look. You know, I think Super Hot is my favorite VR game. Opinion on the third gen iPad Pro. I like it. Wish it had a headphone jack though, but the reason I tolerated that is this has USB-C. I'm more tolerant of this not having a headphone jack, even though it pisses me off, than the Note 10 not having a headphone jack, because I still use headphones and mics all the time. You know what's funny is that because I had cucumbers in my salad, that burp tasted like cucumbers. No, DSP snorts, doesn't he? I would hate this iPad. I mean, it's powerful as shit. It's the game, like everything runs on it phenomenal. I would hate this iPad if it didn't have a headphone jack and had still the lightning connector. But because it has USB-C and I could have, like, what was the cool thing in my house? I was hooking up Ethernet cable, and where the hell is my? Oh, I bet it's downstairs. I have a USB-C hub that has USB-A ports on it, headphone jack on it, and Ethernet. So to make sure that the USB port, all the Ethernet worked where I was setting up in my house, I hooked up the hub and I would just connect Ethernet throughout where I put new connections throughout the house and check to see if it did a speed test to see if they work. This is a great productivity tool now, man. Stop it. So that's my opinion on it, Dag. Bingo Cat, Samsung apparently removed all their ads that made fun of Apple for not having a headphone jack, because how can they make fun of them now? They're hypocrites. You can't tell me that, especially in both phones, those huge Note 10s, you can't tell me that they don't have the room in them. DSP's $2,000 cat reveal. Stop. He made people donate $2,000 so he could get cat, so he could show the cat. You need a serious breakdown of the headphone jack thing. Okay, I'll give it to you. James Dosher, I see. Bingo Cat, thank you for the super chat. Dag, thank you for the super chat. Who did I miss here? Rich Shadow will start. Thank you for the super chat. Biz Hacks, I already thanked you. Rich finally stopped talking. You're welcome. I am the man. We'll start with. The big thing was with. The big thing was with when Apple came out with the iPhone 7. It took courage to get rid of the headphone jack. You had Phil Schiller go on stage and make a bunch of dumbass, stupid-ass excuses. Oh, we need the room to put our haptic feedback in. Headphone jacks are such dated technology and blah, 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 blah. And Samsung kept, even though the iPhones always sell well, Samsung kept laughing at them and wiping the floor with them because they would come out with phones that were technologically a step ahead, better IP resistance, better features, more tech in them. I mean, hell, the iPhone 7 was still using, that was Apple's only flagship, that and the 7 Plus, and they were still using only LCD, not even OLED yet. And Samsung kept on keeping that headphone jack. Better water resistance, the whole nine, blah, 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 blah. And Samsung's like, hey, we keep our headphone jack, why can't you? And they used to basically roast Apple for that. Now, 2019 with the Note 10, even though the S10, you would think they would have kept it for one more year because the S10 has, and the 10 Plus have a headphone jack. With the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus, they're getting rid of headphone jacks. On their bigger phones with more room, they could have easily put a headphone jack in. They're not putting a headphone jack in. Because they could. I am the man 325. Thank you for the super chat. Funny how Apple does some like remove headphone jack, then everyone else copies, and they come up with can't they come up with their own ideas? I'll just stick with my J7 Neo. It's just so funny is that Apple was a trendsetter when it came to smartphones, I would say until like the iPhone 5. or let's say 4S. Like all the other iPhones, they were like the ones where the rest of the industry was playing catch up. And then all of a sudden things turned around. But when Apple, like when they remove a feature or when they standardize a feature, then everyone becomes Apple's bitch. It's very strange. It's very strange. RC Slater 98, thank you for the super chat. I played Manhunt 1 and 2 on the PS2 when I was 8 years old. Yeah, man. I hear you, dude. I was playing Mortal Kombat at like 11, 12. And I'm alright. I'm sure you'll be fine too. You know what I'm saying? Like, video games is a scapegoat. Even with all the evidence out there that they shouldn't be, but I beat that horse to death in this stream 15-fold. Bingo Cat, I wish Android phone makers would copy the good things that Apple has done, like Face ID, but they only copy the bad things. I will say I tried Face ID because they have new generation Face ID on the iPad. It is... Okay, I thought, watch it. It's beautiful, man. Just, boom. Like, this has some kind of face recognition on here, but the face recognition on here sucks. You always end up using the fingerprint scanner. I mean, let's see if the face recognition's on my S10 will work now. No match. I'm under perfect lighting. Oh, now that time it worked. But it's not as good as Face ID, though. The first generation Face ID was lukewarm, but the second gen stuff is cool stuff. So thank you, Bingo Cat. McLean33 Rich, IGN and Walmart had a miscommunication today about rural video games. Initially, a spokesperson confirmed Walmart was halting most game sales. Okay, I didn't talk about the game sales. I just talk about them removing the violent advertisements and stuff like that. So luckily, if I saw like IGN and other news places were putting out that article, I would have talked about it. And that's happened to me before, where IGN put out misinformation in a couple other places, and I talked about it in a video, and I got ragged on for it. I'm like, I'm just talking about what I thought was confirmed. So, I dodged that bullet. Thank you, McLean. I think GameStop... What do you need? Hold on. Editor's talking to me again. Yeah, there's a good chance at GameStop. I don't know. Michael Pachter giving him 10 years is like really generous. Devia Mysterium, sup, Rich? Just sending some love, bro. Thank you very much, Devia. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Corlando Henson asked a good question. What is the point of an expensive yet weak laptop? Oh, okay. Give me one sec. I don't know. Like, so you're talking about some Ultrabooks, Corlando? I always wonder that myself, man. Give me a second, guys. My editor needs one more thing for me. I know this seems really sketchy that I turn off the... So Corlando asked a very good question. What is the point of a weak yet expensive laptop? I guess people like to pay for a slim form factor because it has more versatility. If you're someone who, you know, you work in the corporate world, you're not editing video, you're not creating content, that's not how you make a living. You just need something that you need to type up documents on. But then again, at that point, you could just go for a Chromebook. Yeah, that's a really good question that I don't have an answer to. Why the hell would you get a real, like $1,000 Ultrabook that could barely run a 1080p YouTube video? I don't know. The world is full of mysteries. So that is a good question that I don't have an answer to. yeah, it's what a comeback story for No Man's Sky. Aren't they launching like some really big multiplayer mode? I guess battery life. I guess, yeah. Battery life may be a big thing. I wouldn't buy a pre-built desktop PC again. Can't wait to build. I'm building it this upcoming week. I'm hoping that I have a film guy here to build it because it'll be easier to have a film guy. I guess what I could do is use... No, I can't. I can use my GoPro. Yeah, if I don't have that film guy come through, what I'm going to do... Because the GoPro I can monitor on my phone, I'll put the GoPro here, as I almost knocked my modded Genesis on the floor. That's a one of a kind, and I would have been devastated. I'll put my GoPro here. I'll have the top angle. I can make this higher. Yeah, I could definitely do it without a film guy. I mean, it'd be better with one. I'll see what happens if he confirms a date. What's up, Lance? Yeah, so it's not the end of the world if he can't, because I'll get the GoPro here. I have 2 batteries for the GoPro, so if it craps out, no big deal. I'll have the top angle, I can raise that up. I'll have the main angle. Yeah, I could do it. So it's definitely going to happen this week. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I have a... What are the parts in it? Let me look on Amazon. I'll let you guys know now. I know we're going off topic, but I think we beat to death enough the Walmart thing. Let me go to Amazon. Happy that so many of you came through tonight, man. It makes me feel good about this channel, this secondary channel. Okay. So, let's see. What are the parts? Okay, so a lot of people now. The power supply, the required power, I believe it's only recommended power is only 500 watts for a 580. That's what's going to happen here. But for the power supply, I have a Thermaltake Smart 600 watt ATX power supply 80 plus certified. Okay, for the storage drive for games, it's going to be a Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte internal hard drive, 7200 RPMs. For RAM, I'm going to have 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 running at 3000 megahertz. For the operating system, I'm going to have a 120 gigabyte Kingston SSD, which for just storing the operating system is fine. For the motherboard, I went with an MSI Arsenal Gaming Ryzen 1st and 2nd Gen AM4 M.2 USB. It's the B54 and Bazooka B2. I don't know why I was reading all the other crap. I got a Radeon Pulse RX 580 8GB DDR5 graphics card. Why does it tell me that the case is running late? I have the case. In the case, I have a Roswell Micro ATX Mini Tower case. Micro ATX. Also, tiny URL the links too. Like the links to the articles, tiny URL them. And all that together came to... It's an insane... Oh, yeah, the processor is a Ryzen 5 2600. That's kind of important to tell you. 660, 490. That is an incredible build for that price. Incredible build. No overclocking, nothing special. It's going to be vanilla. No, I will not be. I'm not going to do that to my audience again. No other platforms. I have my main YouTube channel for videos. This one will be for live streams. And I'm so happy that so many. I'm still shocked. There's 456 people here. So I will not be streaming there because Raid Shadow Legends actually is a decent game. I did play it some. and it's a free-to-play game. I tolerate microtransactions in free-to-play games. When you pay AAA prices for a game and you get DLC for it, then there's microtransactions on top of it. That's a different story. When I go out and buy a game for $60, if I have to do things to pay to win on top of that, that pisses me off. I'm somewhat more tolerant if it's just skins and stuff like that. The only time I get angry with that is when the game makes you grind and makes a grind fest out of things that should be fun to try to steer people to buy the microtransactions. I can't, but I'd only be able to live stream from one angle though. And it would be easier to just have something filmed and edited. I haven't played Fallout 76. If I was allowed to stream from multiple platforms, I would try that, but I know you're not allowed to. There's an exclusivity clause that all the companies have. No, I see your messages, Tanuki. So what do you guys think of that build? I didn't see any response. Either you would tell me it was terrible. I think it's great. I think a 6-core Ryzen 2nd gen, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM running at 580. I'm pumped for Doom Eternal. I want to try Doom VFR. Yes, I'll post a build list on. I'll make it on. Can't think of the site right now. PC Builder, I think it's called. My favorites actually. Poland Spring makes some delicious seltzer, man. Poland Spring makes some good seltzer. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. I haven't tried Ice Mountain Seltzer. And it's PC Part Picker. I'll have the list up on there. Because you know what gave me the idea for it? I saw Jay's 2 Cents video. I was like, I should do something. That would be cool to do something like that. Because I like underdog PCs. I mean, okay, having the bleeding edge stuff, the 3900X, or having a Threadripper, obviously they're going to kick ass and take names. But when you get like I have a, would you guys like to see a video on, I got so many other videos I got to do too first before this, but I have another Dell computer. It's an Ivy Bridge with a 3770 in there, 16 gigs of RAM, SSD, and a 2 terabyte storage drive, and it has a GTX 1070 Mini, and that thing rips through games, man. And it would be tough to recommend it now. It would be tough to recommend it now because times have changed, and like with Ryzen out there, and like that build I'm doing for, it would cost you like 500 and change to put together the Dell. But it's still cool to have a Dell computer. Like, it looks like a boring office computer that you would just do emails on, or a librarian would use. But it could actually like play Far Cry 5 at 4K at like high settings. You just got to turn off anti-aliasing. I just think, I don't know, maybe that's the nerd in me who gets off on stuff like that. BizHacks, this is great. You're doing a build on camera. I know, because the meme is that I can't build a computer. Now, can I do like the crazy stuff that like Linus Tech Tips does and Jay's 2 Cents does? No, I can't do a custom loop. I would have no idea where even the hell to begin with that. I don't do any of the custom loops. I don't do any of the custom cooling. I don't do any of the crazy shit. I would probably kill myself and light myself on fire in the process. But I can do a basic build. And I could it'll be fun to put together, it'll be fun to test out and benchmark and do all that fun stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, BizHacks, for the super chat. 348 Frank, 348, what's good? So but yeah, you know, it's funny, like when I made the Gaben station out of a Dell back in the day, you know, that was pre-Ryzen. It was right before Ryzen, actually. It was pre-Ryzen, and it was much more justifiable back then. Now, it's... You know, it's tougher. You know, the problem is that the prices on eBay for all that stuff are so damn inflated. You know, there's no like, I love what they do too. They're so shady, the resellers. Like, I actually probably could get a fair price because like these Dells I have, they're justifiably good. I have 2 of them I built. I made one with a GTX 1060 in it. I put it's actually the Gaben station, but I upgraded it to a Sandy Bridge i7, an i7 2600. Has 16 gigs of RAM in there. Has a 1 terabyte storage drive, and it has an SSD 128 gigs, and it has a 1060. That to me is a reconditioned Dell. What these idiots do is they go to like, because what happens is a lot of times these companies, what they do is they have leases on these computers, and what Dell does, what Dell does is this is how their money making scheme works. Oh, you know, you have that older Dell, you know, it's out of warranty now, and if something happens, we can't cover it with the lease. So these companies have to upgrade their computers. So like these libraries and these corporations that can easily do any of the work they need to do on these old Sandy Bridge or Ivy Bridge computers, they're forced to get newer technology, and that's how Dell keeps on making their money with the leases and the warranties and all that. So what these clowns on eBay do is they're like, oh, I could get an ignorant person who doesn't know anything about technology to buy this old outdated computer for $500, and all I did was slap in a new hard drive. So they'll put these things up, oh, reconditioned with an SSD and a 2 terabyte hard drive, whoop-de-doo, and they'll sell you this 10-year-old or 9-year-old computer for $500, when for $100 and change more, you could build a pretty much, not future-proof, but you could build a current Ryzen system. You know what I'm saying? Like the one I'm building, you could put in there, I wouldn't put the 12-core processor. Yeah, I think you could put the Ryzen 7 3700X is probably what the only, could due to the VRM limitations of like the B450 motherboards, the voltage regulators. I wouldn't go beyond like the 3700X, but if you in the future want to go up to Zen 2 with this build I'm making, where I have the Ryzen 5 2600, not the X, I have the 2600, I saved a couple more bucks. Just update the BIOS and do that. Whereas with one of those Dell computers, you can't put a 9900K inside of a, you know, an Ivy Bridge motherboard, but they know that people don't know that, so they jack up the prices, and it's shady. Did you get to see Unbox Therapy's video on the Origin PC's Big O, where it has both consoles, a Switch dock, and a PC in one machine? Yeah, it's cool, but it's just unpractical. It's like, it's awesome. It just, I don't know. It's like, it was cool, but it was something that I would, even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy it, if that makes any sense. But it was a cool video, though. So thank you, T. Joe, for the super chat. Did I miss anyone else above me? No, I got you, my man. It's JFE. Games look better than they ever did before. Don't you sometimes miss the simpler times when you buy a game and it came with everything? Oh, yeah. Oh, when you didn't have to worry about DLC packs and patches, and you just bought the game and it ran. I grew up in those days, man. I grew up in the NES and SNES, Sega Genesis. I had a Master System. I had a ColecoVision. I had an Atari 2600. The only system I didn't have was an Intellivision and a Commodore. My dad never had a Commodore for some reason. That's a computer, but you get my point. I grew up in the days where you had this. You had a cartridge. You took the cartridge, you put it in, and you played it. No signing in, no looking for patches, no looking for updates, no looking for season passes. You turned it on, and you played the game. Now, granted, some of the games were 15 minutes and cost you $80. So there's, you know, positives and negatives to the generations, but that's all you had to worry about was getting that cartridge in your system and playing. So yes, it's JFE. I do agree with you. JHE Entertainment. Ah, yes, Walmart. Hire as little as possible, pay as little as possible, and help your customers as little as possible. Amen to that, dude. You are 110% correct. You are 110% correct. You better know where you are going. It's kind of like Home Depot, too. Kind of like Home Depot. Same thing. You go to Home Depot, like, I don't want to, like, the thing with Home Depot is, like, I don't want to be in Home Depot as much as the person working there. But I have to be there because I have to get something either for work or for my house or for whatever the case may be. I go to someone there. They're there. They're paid to be there. They have no choice. That's their job. It's their livelihood, or maybe it's their second job or whatever. And I ask them a question, and it looks like I'm bothering them. You work here. And then they'll be like, all right, go to aisle 17. Then sometimes they'll tell me the wrong aisle. I hate when I go into a store and it's just two people chatting, shooting the shit that work there. And because I'm a customer asking a question, I'm not being annoying. I'm just like, hey, excuse me, sir or ma'am, do you know where this is? That's all I am. I'm not like demanding or rude or anything like that. And it's like, they look at me like, aisle 5. And then they'll tell me the wrong aisle. It's your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, not at my Home Depot, and I go to a few of them too. Every time I go to a Home Depot, it's like, no one doesn't give a shit. What's going on, Rex Dex? That's one thing I like, man. Like, you know, I'm gonna call him back, but like, I got my hands on the new Switch, the one with the better battery life, and the Switch that the GameStop I go to, like, he's like, yeah, man, just give me your number, dude. We don't have them in right now, but when we get them in, I'll call you. And they called me when they got the new red box Switches in with the better battery life. You know, that's customer service, man. That's what keeps me going back to stores, man. Sure, I could get everything from Amazon. I could get everything and then some from Amazon. But there's a music store. Like I'm gonna take the mic, this mic from behind me. The boom arm I have on is kind of shot a little bit, and I'm gonna get a permanent one on the side of the desk here. that when I do these kind of podcasts, it'll have a much more radio sounding quality to it, because I may try to podcast this too. Who knows? I'm just saying who knows, because I don't want to promise anything and then not follow through with it. But you know, I go there because they have good. They answer questions. They have good customer service. He called and see if he got. They didn't have it, but he tried to get me one. And then when he couldn't find it, he called me and let me know. Look, man, we'll try to get it for you on Monday. I like that. That's the kind of stuff I like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've been going on for how long? An hour, 20 minutes. Thank you so much for coming through. I'm so glad to see so many people come through for this live stream on my secondary channel. This is where I'll be live streaming. It's permanent. I know I've gone back and forth a bunch of times, but to see this many people come through, I'll make announcements on my other channel when I'm live streaming here. But to see this many people come through to my second channel, it pumped me up. It maybe give me a good feeling. So thank you so much, all you guys. And hopefully this thing that's happening at Walmart's not going to set a trend. I'll see you guys over the weekend with more videos. There's actually a video going up on my main channel any minute, so go check that out. Have a good one and enjoy your weekend.